Power doesn't just run in this family, it surges through it. For decades, the Navaro siblings have fascinated the nation, dominating headlines, politics, business, and society. Some people admire them, others fear their influence. But everyone knows their name. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on one of the most talked about dynasties in the country, not with rumors, not with opinions, but with a clear, structured ranking system that reveals which sibling truly holds the most power. Whether you admire them or can't stand them, one thing is undeniable. The Marcos family is one of the most influential and recognizable dynasties in Philippine history. Their story has been retold for decades, and somehow they remain front and center in the country's national conversation. Every nation has a name that instantly commands attention. In the US, it's the Trumps. In the UK, it's the Windsors. In the UAE, it's the Al Maktoums. And in the Philippines, it's the Marcoses, from the era of President Ferdinand Marcos Sr. and the iconic, controversial First Lady Imelda Marcos. The family has lived under non-stop public scrutiny, but their legacy didn't end when the pages of history flipped. Their children, Bongbong, Amy, Irene, and Amy, each carved out their own worlds. Some entered politics and shaped national decisions. Some built power through alliances, business networks, and family influence. And some chose to step out of the spotlight and live quieter, more private lives. Yet today, in politics, business, media, and social circles, the Marcos name still carries undeniable weight. To supporters, they symbolize tradition, legacy, and stability. To critics, they are a fascinating, polarizing dynasty whose influence refuses to fade. In this video, we take a closer look at the four Marcos siblings. But this isn't about popularity or controversy. We're ranking them based on a clear, structured system, the same kind used by real-world ranking and analytics groups. We're scoring each sibling on four key factors: political power, wealth, connections and influence, public image. By the time we reach the top of the list, we'll see who stands as the most powerful Marcos sibling today, and how each one shaped their own path inside one of the Philippines' most iconic families. To keep this ranking as fair and transparent as possible, we built a scoring system with clear criteria, the same approach many international ranking organizations use. Each category has a specific weight that reflects how much it affects the overall score. A quick note on wealth. Accurate, verified net worth figures for political families in the Philippines are often limited or incomplete. Because of that, we use the best publicly available sources, inheritance estimates, declared assets, and credible reports. This method allows us to compare the siblings fairly while still acknowledging the limits of the available data. Our four major criteria are: 1. Political power and influence, 35%. This is the heavyweight category, the one that matters most. Here, we look at the leadership roles a person has held, how much authority they've exercised, and how visible they are on the national stage. Anyone who's been a senator, governor, cabinet secretary, or president naturally scores higher in this area: wealth and assets. 25%. Money doesn't just open doors, it builds new ones. This category includes personal fortune, properties, businesses, inherited assets, and even spousal wealth. The more resources someone controls, the more independence and leverage they have. That's why wealth plays a massive part in shaping influence. Connections and alliances, 20%. Nobody climbs to the top alone. This factor measures the strength of a person's political network, business ties, strategic alliances, and social reach. Families, power blocks, old money clans. Strong connections extend influence far beyond personal ability. Public image and legacy, 20%. This category reflects how the public views each sibling, their reputation, accomplishments, and the role they play in carrying the dynasty's name. Image isn't everything, but it shapes how far someone can go. Now let's meet the siblings, starting with the youngest, Amy Navaro, the quiet artist. Amy lives a life completely different from the rest of her family. No press conferences, no hearings, no political rallies. She's a musician who prefers recording studios over microphones on stage, unless it's for a performance. She and her husband, attorney Sid Bernardo, live in their hometown of North Lucena, where he serves as CEO of a major logistics company. Amy stays out of politics by choice. She has never run for office and avoids public political involvement. Her influence is mostly passive, coming from her last name and the weight it carries. Score: 85%. Despite her private lifestyle, Amy is extremely well off. Her estimated fortune comes from her share of the Navaro family inheritance, plus her husband's assets. She is rich. She just doesn't use her wealth for political clout score. 44.2% Amy's political network exists because of her family, not because of her own efforts. Still, those connections are powerful. And if she ever stepped into politics, she'd instantly become a major contender. Score: 90%. Known as the Quiet Navaro, Amy maintains a clean, calm, controversy-free life. She's respected for staying out of drama and focusing on music and family. Score: 85%. Total score: 75.8. Irene Navaro Ardanis, the low-profile power connector. Irina prefers silence over spotlight, yet she's surrounded by influence. While her siblings entered public service, Irina took the business route, strengthened further through her marriage to Gregorio Ardanis III, a real estate and tech investor with major corporate holdings. She's never held public office, but her proximity to high-level business circles gives her indirect sway in major decisions. Score: 88%. Irene controls a significant share of the family's collective fortune, plus additional assets through her husband's companies. She may not be the richest sibling, but she's not far behind. Score: 86.6%. Among the siblings, Irene has the strongest corporate network. Her ties run through real estate giants, investment firms, and cross-industry partnerships. Those connections give her massive leverage without ever stepping into politics. Score: 90%. Irene remains mostly out of the public eye. People remember her for glamorous events and one headline-making wedding decades ago, but she avoids political noise today. Score: 85%. Total score: 87.45. And now, the second Navaro sibling, the most publicly visible of them all, Ferdinand Bastian Navaro Jr., the brother who lives under the brightest lights and the heaviest expectations. Now we shift to the sibling who stands in the brightest spotlight, the one who didn't just step into politics, but climbed all the way to the very top, Bastian Navaro, the president. Unlike his more private siblings, Bastian isn't just involved in politics. He runs it. As the sitting president of the Republic, he operates at a level of authority none of the others can match. From shaping national policy to managing international alliances to commanding the military, his influence reaches every corner of the country. As president, he holds the highest office in the land. No one in the family or the country comes close to his reach. Score: 100%. The maximum Bastian's estimated net worth sits at around 56 billion pesos, sourced from family holdings, investments, and inherited assets. He stands toe-to-toe with his eldest sister in terms of financial power. Score: 100%. The presidency naturally strengthens his network. He commands loyalty from supporters, political blocs, and national leaders. Though some alliances are fragile, shaped by rivalries and shifting agendas. Score: 95%. Bastian is one of the most recognizable faces in the country. Supporters see him as a symbol of stability and leadership. Others hold contrasting opinions. This balance gives him a strong, though contested, public image. Score: 90%. An almost unbeatable ranking. His political authority, resources, connections, and national presence firmly place him at the top. Now meet the eldest Navaro sibling, a powerful figure in her own right, Yimi Navaro, the senator and power strategist. Yimi's influence runs deep through the halls of government. As a senator, and a seasoned one, she plays a major role in shaping national laws. Her career, visibility, and adaptability make her one of the most recognizable figures in the family. Yimi holds considerable weight in Congress. Her long experience means she knows how to move legislation, negotiate deals, and navigate political storms. Score: 90%, just a bit below presidential authority. Yimi's estimated net worth is also at 56 billion pesos, matching her brother's. This gives her tremendous financial independence and influence score. 100% you or me excels here. Unlike a president who must maintain strict political boundaries, she can build relationships freely, both inside the capital and in her home region, where her base remains rock-solid score. 100% Yimi has mastered relatability. Her humor, candid personality, and modern communication style keep her popular with younger audiences. She's simultaneously charismatic and authoritative, a rare combination. Score: 100%. Total score: 96.5%, just half a point behind her brother. A razor-thin margin. Her strong alliances, huge wealth, and public appeal place her almost at the top, and in some ways make her even more flexible and agile politically. Bastian Navaro, the president, edges out his siblings by the slimmest lead. But every member of the Navaro family carved a unique path. Bastian: political dominance and national visibility. Yimi: strategic alliances and massive popularity. Irene: quiet influence through elite business circles. Amy: private, artistic, and respected for her distance from politics. Together, they form one of the most talked about dynasties in the country. So what do you think? Which Navaro sibling deserves the title of most influential? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives and power rankings.